Most people think the reason they're not making extra money is simple: they don't have anything to start with. No capital. No business idea. No connections. No lucky break. Just bills and a tired brain at the end of the day. But here's the truth nobody told them. It's actually possible to start from zero, not by chasing a jackpot, but by turning what you already do, already know, and already live through into value. The problem isn't that these people are bad with money. The problem is that no one ever showed them how money really begins, long before dollars ever show up in your bank account. And that's exactly what this story is about. In this video, I want to tell you a story. It's about someone ordinary. No millionaire parents. No Silicon Valley job. No viral moment. Just a normal person who felt stuck. The same way millions of people right now feel stuck. In the US and honestly, everywhere in the world. They thought making money without investment was impossible. Until something shifted. And by the end of this story, you'll see the best realistic way to make money from zero investment, why it has nothing to do with luck or hype, and how you can start in small, quiet steps, even if you feel behind right now. No promises of overnight wealth. Just a path. Let's begin. Her name was Maya. 32. Worked customer support for a mid-sized software company. Remote job but not glamorous. She lived in a small apartment just outside a busy city. Rent wasn't destroying her, but it wasn't comfortable either. She had a checking account that felt like a train station. Money entered. Money left. Nothing stayed. No investments. No side hustle. No emergency savings. Just the repeating pattern. Get paid, catch up on everything, wait for the next paycheck. She wasn't irresponsible. She wasn't careless. She was just tired. Tired of hearing. Build passive income. Invest like the wealthy do. Start a business. All of it sounded like people shouting from the top of mountains while she was still at the bottom looking for a path up. Because almost every idea she saw online came with one small catch. First, put in some money. And she didn't have extra money. What she did have was time broken into small, exhausted pieces, self-doubt, and the quiet fear that maybe she was going to spend the next 30 years just getting by. She didn't say that out loud, but it lived in her. The turning point didn't come from some inspirational video. It came from her car breaking down on the way to work. The repair bill? $740. Her savings? $83. So she used a credit card, the one she promised herself she'd only use for emergencies. That card already had a balance. Minimum payments were already following her every month like a shadow. And that's when she noticed something. The balance barely moved even when she paid. It was like being on a treadmill that sped up the more tired she got. She felt small and embarrassed walking out of the mechanic's shop. Not because anyone judged her, but because she judged herself. I'm 32. I should have figured this out by now. That night she sat on the edge of her bed and opened the banking app she usually avoided. A number stared back. Not terrifying. Not catastrophic. Just quietly limiting. And her brain whispered the sentence many people silently carry around. People like me just don't get ahead. Not because she believed money didn't matter, but because she had seen the same movie play over and over. Unexpected expenses. Interest piling up. Start saving emergency back to zero. So when she heard people say, you can make money starting with nothing, she didn't feel inspired. She felt annoyed. How? With fairy dust. And yet, one thought wouldn't leave her alone. What if the investment I'm missing isn't money? A few days later, she had a conversation with someone she barely noticed before. Not a guru. Not an entrepreneur. Just a coworker named Daniel. He was calm in a way she wasn't used to seeing around money. Not rich. Not flashy. Just stable. During a break he said something simple. People think money starts with capital. But for most people it actually starts with skills. She laughed at first. He continued. Money is basically just a thank you note for solving problems. If you can solve slightly bigger problems than you are now, you earn slightly more of those notes. And skills, especially useful ones, don't cost money first. They cost time and focus. That sentence wouldn't leave her. Skills don't require capital. They require patience and repetition. And suddenly, she realized something that genuinely surprised her. She already had skills. She just didn't think any of them were worth money, because they felt ordinary to her. She could explain confusing tech instructions in simple words, calm angry customers, write clear emails, notice small mistakes, quickly stay patient through messy problems. None of those looked like business ideas, but they were useful. The misunderstanding she'd lived with was this. She believed making money without investment meant luck. In reality, it meant turning competence into service. That realization didn't change her life overnight. It did something smaller and more important. It gave her permission to try. Maya didn't quit her job. She didn't build an app. She didn't launch a brand. She did one thing. She started helping people solve small problems for free, on purpose. She joined a few online communities where people struggled with tech support, job onboarding tools, email systems, stuff she already used daily. She noticed something. People weren't stupid. They were overwhelmed. They didn't want fancy consulting. They wanted someone to say, "Hey, I can walk you through that." So she started replying. Short answers. Simple explanations. Step-by-step guidance. No pitch. Just help. This did two psychological things at once. It built her confidence. It made other people see her differently. After 2 weeks, someone messaged her privately. "Do you do this as a paid service?" She stared at that message for a long time. Her first instinct was to say, "Oh no, I'm not a professional." But then she remembered Daniel's sentence. Skills solve problems, values income. So she replied, "Yes, I can help." They asked for her price. She almost said $5. Instead, she breathed, thought about the time it would take, and said, $40. For a full setup and walkthrough. This sounds fair. And just like that, not overnight wealth, not passive income, but her first dollar earned from zero capital. No inventory, no ads, no investment, just competence converted into service. Let's slow down here, because this is where the lesson lives. She didn't find a trick. She didn't hack the algorithm. She did something very old. She traded skill for value.